So here we are. We're back again. So without the hair, but we're still the same old Jeff. Okay, Jeff, we've been skiing together the last couple of days, and we've spent some time together in earlier years. And you are a very interesting person, not only because of what you're doing, but also about things that happen to you, which shows your character, which shows your endurance, which shows your stamina. And one particular thing was, and I still dumbfounded, so to speak, about your skiing accident, and I'm happy that you're here. I'm happy that we could ski together, but this was for some time not quite certain. So what happened exactly?
Well, we were skiing at Squaw Valley near the boundary and some fresh powder. It was kind of a wind-blown powder day. And I was with about 8 or 10 friends, and I went, they were, hey, you go first, so I go first. And I was teaching that some of my son's friends, the old straight ski, narrow ski air turns, how you had to dip your skis, keep your weight just right, come up in the air, and you actually turned in the air, and then you dipped and lifted up and turned in the air. That's how we turned, because those skis didn't turn, they were straight. So I was showing these kind of air turns, and I was going about 50 miles an hour, going really fast down the mountain. And I was on Shane McConkey's old skis, who's a very good skier, and his binding, din setting, I only ski like about a 12 or 11 or 12 din setting. His bindings start at 10 and go to I can't remember, like 40 or 50. I mean, they're made for skiing off, I guess, cliffs. I don't know, but they're great skis. And so I set them down to 11, because I don't know. That's what I ski, around 10, 11, 12, somewhere in there. So I set them at that. And so I'm flying down the hill. And then my son's friend, out of the corner of my goggles and my helmet, I see him out of the corner of my eye. It's a big run out, and you have to have speed. It's a flat run to get to the trail. You did it with me. Oh, no, you did not do that with me. But anyway, you go through the trail, through these 2 trees to get in there, and there's a bunch of little trees. And I saw him corner, so I did a really hard turn right, and I stepped out of my binding. I didn't fall, so I just stepped out. My ski went flying down the hill, so I put my knees up, and I hit a small Christmas tree, about head high, a little higher than my head. So it was just the top of a Christmas tree, and I go, hopefully it'll flex and I'll go through it. Well, I hit it, and it got right inside my knee, and it tore my leg all the way back and split my pelvis open 3.5 inches and tore my leg all the way off. So I did a big kind of a helicopter down the hill and landed down the hill about 25 feet or so down the hill from the tree. And when I turned around, I saw my foot sticking straight up out of the back. So I turned it back around the way it's supposed to be. And I couldn't move because my pelvis was torn open. And I was bleeding bad, I guess. And my friends finally came down. They go, "You all right? Are you all right?" And I said, "No, I'm not all right. I'm hurt bad." I said, "You need to try and get some help here. I'm hurt real bad." And so nobody could get a signal, but a ski patrol saw all the people gathered around. So ski patrol came down, got the radio, called directly, and said, he knew right away. He said, "No, we should get a helicopter in here right now." So they called a helicopter up from Reno Air, emergency thing or whatever. Got in there, he put a belt strap. He's an old guy, he knew what he's doing. Strapped my hips back together, which felt wonderful. But when they tried to pick me up and put me in the aluminum gurney thing that put me on the airplane, on the helicopter, oh, the nerves were just going nuts. And then I ended up passing out on the helicopter, and my stomach, everything swelled up full of blood. And I just kind of ran out of blood. And they got down there and fixed me all back, and I had 4 operations, including the last one I told you about when they didn't give me any painkiller. They said, "Well, now you know what it was like in World War I."
Well, what happened to your knee? Was it only your hip, or was it also your knee?
Well, my knee was full disconnect. It's called a tibia plateau fracture with a full disconnect, meaning it was totally disconnected and finally. And the reason I saved my leg is I immediately turned around where it happens. This accident, according to the doctors, is not a ski accident. He's never seen one before, but he sees a lot of in motorcycle accidents. It's both of my knees were right up tight like this when I hit the tree, and then the impact tore it off. It's like a motorcycle striking the car in front of him, or a tree. And the same, very, very similar, very common, he said, on a motorcycle. And he said, but half of those people end up dying because they bleed out internal injuries. and the half that don't die end up losing their leg because when you spin it around backwards, if you leave it there, it's a tourniquet on your artery and you lose the blood and it turns black and they have to amputate. So I did both those, and then he said the other half, keep it usually, or don't have much movement. So I can move it a little slightly over 90 degrees. I can still ski. Everything's fine, except it aches after a while because it's bone on bone because it's all been put back together with cadavers.
Okay. Well, how long did it take you to recuperate fully?
It took. I was in a old folks' home for probably almost 2 months, a month and a half, because I had several surgeries, and it was all up, and it's like one flew over the cuckoo's nest. It was really interesting, and that was it. And then you have to take your time to get it back.
You have to learn again to walk.
No, it was weak. You're laying in a bed for a couple months.
Okay.
So I got down. I lost a lot. I'm usually 180. I got down to about 145. Mm-hmm. I just lost a lot of weight.
Okay.
So, but I was using my upper body to move around in bed and stuff. Mm-hmm. So it's just from here down took quite a while to get back. Yeah.
Well, okay. Thank you very much, Jeff. This is a story that you love to hear, but you never want to go through it. So, congratulations.
Well, and the secret is to be positive.
Yes.
Think forward and know that you can come back.
Yeah.
And it's just have that attitude. There's no, I will be fine. I will be good. Be positive. The accident and everything, everything was positive, and that's the secret to anything is know that you can get through this.
That's nice. That's very nice to hear. We'll keep that in mind. Thank you very much.